fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boys, it's a very special time. This month's new moon takes place on the 13th of the month, and it takes place at the top of your sky. New moons bring with them new opportunities and a new focus. And this is a part of the sky that has to do with career, social standing, and success. And it is a very powerful energy. And so, on the one hand, we get this new moon that is close in the sky to Mars. So there's a lot of adrenaline. There's you feeling a sense of newness that you have to respond to very quickly. And this sense that an opportunity really has come out of nowhere, maybe feels really big to you, is very possible because your modern ruling planet, Uranus, is right across the sky with precision. You are feeling inspired and motivated to reach higher in some way. These energies can be tense. There can be a sense of you being provoked to show a sense of worthiness, or that you've achieved something that you feel good about. This could come down to respect as well, where you feel it and where you don't. This could also be a new boss or person in position of authority who behaves in a way that's especially erratic. If you are not on the career path, like maybe you're retired, for example, well, this energy shows up in other ways, having to do with the goals that you have for your life, having to do with your connection and understanding of life purpose and the legacy that you are creating. But here's the thing, as much as we have that erratic energy that kicks into high gear, that gets that much more adrenaline to it, very quickly another type of energy kicks in. And that involves harmonious connections from Neptune and Pluto as well. And that tells me that whatever takes place, however it pops up, however you respond, you find a way to use the moment and to move it and help move you in a direction that you want to go. It is Neptune that is in a financial part of your sky. Any career-related opportunity will come with the promise of financial gain. Also possible here is a deep drive, a deep motivation, a desire to move towards greater power in some way and to transform your circumstances for the better. And you may not necessarily be able to put your finger on it exactly, and maybe not conceptualize it as clearly, but you can feel it within. You know it's there. Now, if it is that your career or life purpose path does involve any kind of sense of working with new technologies, working online, on the internet, which a lot of work now and career paths now do involve, that's where you really tap into the more ingenious energy that much more. The breakthrough energy becomes that much more relevant to you, especially when it comes to the things that you have worked on in your own time and in your own space. For all that though, Mars, having moved through and will leave the top of your sky just over 3 weeks in. I'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, Mars up here does tend to make a person mindful of deadlines, the things that they have to achieve, things that they may need to get done. And I think that awareness kicks into high gear, especially in the days surrounding the new moon in the middle of the month. Now, navigating further, it is on the 27th of the month that we have this month's full moon. And this full moon takes place in fellow air sign Gemini. This is a part of the sky that has to do with what you want in your heart of hearts in every area of life. It has to do with creative fulfillment, life fulfillment, happiness, genuine joy. It has to do with the children in your life or feeling like a big kid. And so here's the thing. Once again, we get some Mars energy in there. At this point, Mars will have changed signs just 3 days before that full moon. Mars will move into a friendship and social part of your sky, and it's going to be there for about a month and a half. And so chances are, once Mars does change signs, the sense of needing to get certain goals completed and done is going to kind of move on. And instead, your priorities are going to be a lot more oriented around spending time with friends and doing rewarding, exciting things with them, especially once that Mars does shift gears and go into a much more compatible placement, especially for you, and you're able to tap into it. It just feels a lot more energizing in an easy way that I think you will enjoy. But that Mars becomes a key part of this full moon energy. Friends standing across an understanding of what you want in your heart of hearts in every area of life. You looking at friends for the potential of being a part of helping you to make the most of certain big opportunities, but knowing at the same time that you've got to trust yourself and rely on yourself, because that really is when you're at your best. Saturn is squaring that full moon, and that's quite interesting because Saturn is also in that financial part of the sky for you. So if it is that you use your creativity to your advantage, if it is that you use your creativity to earn money, professionally speaking, I think there's going to be some interesting developments there around the financial part of it. It could be an opportunity comes, but the money isn't being backed up, or they're telling you it's going to be a little bit delayed. These are the types of scenarios that can happen. Maybe there's an opportunity and you're being told it's for exposure, which no creative person ever likes to hear. You get to decide, right, whether or not that works for you, whether or not you're going to engage with a sense of maybe some limitation or feeling as if you should be getting more or want to be getting more. For all that, I would also add, this part of the sky has to do with gambling. This is not a full moon to gamble under. I think the opportunity to gamble may come out of nowhere, may take you by surprise, but you just want to be careful with it because Saturn is all about giving you what you have earned. It's not about the windfall. It's like the total opposite of windfall energy. You're going to need to be especially mindful of that because there's these energies that involve a push and pull. Mars is saying, do it, jump in, right? Be impulsive. But Saturn is saying, slow down, be patient, hold back, be restrained. If there is something really fun that you want to do, that you feel called to do, well, it could be at this time that you're having to consider how much it costs as part of figuring out whether or not it's the right option for you. Again, for all that, this can be a powerful time of getting really honest about what you really want and what you believe is going to make you happy. What is it that's going to make you feel fulfilled? And you get to decide if the work to get there is worth it to you or not. Where it comes to matters of love, it's also about that full moon, I have to say, because that full moon is in that heart part of the sky. That also has to do with romance and flirtation and what you need to feel loved. For those of you open to meeting someone new, well, these energies do suggest that there's an impetus there to get your flirt on, but I feel it's almost like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, where you jump in and then you're like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, how do I feel about this? Maybe you're feeling vulnerable or exposed in some way and that's not comfortable, but in the moment you were enjoying yourself. These are the types of scenarios that you might attract under the light of that full moon. And it's going to be up to you to decide how to interpret it, how to move forward from there. I would be mindful when you are connecting with new people. There can be a back and forth that can be exciting, but you just want to make sure that you feel okay, that you feel safe in the process of learning and meeting new people at that time. For those of you just starting to date someone, I think that this full moon does represent a point of consequence, a moment of honesty about what your heart really wants and whether or not that's here with this person. There is likely going to be a somewhat spontaneous but very energized moment of back and forth with this person that does help to get you honest about whether or not you really feel there's something to move forward with here, whether or not you really feel there's the potential for commitment here and what you're wanting and what they're wanting. If they are on opposite ends, well, this can be a choice that you're making to go in a different direction. However, this might also be a sense of commitment and an awareness around what you're gaining and what you're not gaining in the process of committing to this person that you feel you really could move towards something more stable with. And for those of you in an established bond, well, look, the overwhelming majority are going to feel very connected on that heart level to your partner. There's a focus on what love is to the two of you and how to feel more of it. And the need for that could come up by surprise. It might also be that either you or your partner finally speaks the words of the heart so that both of you can get to that point of being truly honest with each other. And that can be a deeply transformative and bonding moment for the both of you. For that very small percentage of Aquarians out there, if you have felt for a while that you're not in the right relationship for you, I think this is where it feels like you're very aware of all the sacrifices you've made. And you're asking yourself whether or not it's worth it and whether or not the relationship is worth continuing to sacrifice for. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. For you, I'm going to say that new moon, actually. I know that it has so much wild card energy, but I actually think you are going to thrive with that. It'll bring out your most ambitious, most creative best in some ways. It does represent a surprise a minute, and it does have a very all or nothing quality, but it looks like you are energized at this time. There's something that aligns you with whatever it is that you define success as. You can see in a new opportunity that that very thing is in your grasp. And there's self-trust here that tells you to go with it. You make the best choices that are right for you always. And know that whatever happens, it is part of awakening and enliven you, and in ways that you hadn't necessarily anticipated. And yet, here it is. Whatever happens, very quickly you understand your power within it, you hold on to the dream, and you use whatever happens now to your advantage. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.